Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome.
Good morning from Vegas.
Woo. Oh, so jealous you live there.
Thank you so much for joining us, Richard. If you don't know, this is Richard Wilk of this book right here. Let's start the bidding. $100.
Very young Richard Wilk.
All right. The way this is going to work, guys, is we're going to, the first part of this live, we're going to be asking Richard some questions via Hog's unique editing skills way. And then we'll open up the questions to you guys. So if you guys want to just hold off on the questions in the chat, we'll let you know when to just start posting any questions you might have for Richard. And we'll go from there.
And I apologize ahead of time for everybody in the chat. We're going to just, again, quickly focus on getting this segment done, and then we'll head to you guys. So I apologize in advance. You might see the little scroll at the bottom of your screen. Biggest thanks goes out to Matt Bridger, because without Matt Bridger, we wouldn't have met Richard.
The great Richard.
We knew of him. We would have been too scared to actually go up and say hello.
You trying to say I'm scary looking? Come on. Because of Matt, listen, because of Matt, it's been crazy. He caused me more work in my life with all this YouTube stuff. You guys the same way. I mean, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I can't tell you how many people I have met from YouTube. I mean, they're coming in droves. I mean, it's funny. People that have never been there to Vegas before are coming down. They're getting off the plane and coming straight down, even though they're staying on the strip. So I'm humbled by it all. Everybody's been awesome. So many cool people in this community of Vegas lovers and vloggers that it just blows my mind. And to see that, it's awesome. I got new friends everywhere. It seems like even more new friends around the world. So yeah, it's been awesome. And thanks to Matt. I mean, he's got to get his butt to Vegas and get that border open so we can all celebrate again.
Yes.
Exactly. And we just heard, I just heard through Hog that they're opening the Canadian border for flights, but you have to do like a 14-day quarantine. Is that true? Have you heard that?
They've had that. So they've had that. And I haven't been able to go home at all to visit because I would have to stay 14 days somewhere when I got there. And that's been the case all along. So I think they delayed them another month now up there. I don't know what they're thinking, but it's ridiculous. And it's crazy. You're putting people's lives in more jeopardy because they can't do anything up there. And they can't travel, they can't do nothing. So we'll talk about it later on, but Vegas is back. I mean,
yes.
You see live streams out there, people not wearing masks. There's 5% of people not wearing masks on Fremont Street. Everybody, it looked like a normal Saturday night out there last night. It was crazy, and only 5%. And that 5% is probably our staff and the staff at all the casinos wearing masks while they work or face shields, but that's it. And I'll tell you, we're 110-degree weather out here. Nothing surviving this damn virus.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope that's the case. Right. I mean, we're still wearing our masks when we go, but that's just because, I have to take extra precautions. So
listen, if you have an underlying, I'm going to put it out there right now. If you have an underlying condition, don't travel. Don't do anything. Wait till this thing passes or gets better. Don't jeopardize your health in any way. But if you don't have an underlying condition and you're healthy, come to Vegas. Come have fun, because I'll tell you what, you only live once. And if you're older like me, you're going to regret the things you didn't do. And it's going to be tough. So get out there and live life, because living a boring life and doing nothing and being depressed is not a life at all. So just keep that in mind.
Right. I mean, now I do have diabetes, but we don't. If we had to fly, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
Right. All right. So let's get started.
So again, you'll see at the bottom here clips from the television series The Casino. That's what we're gonna use for this next segment. And we'll show the clip, and then Richard will give us a little background on it. Okay. So I titled this one "Getting the Job at the Golden Nugget." So this is Richard when he's applying for the job at the Golden Nugget. In case you don't know about the casino series, it takes place at the Golden Nugget. So that's the whole show is basically based out of the Golden Nugget.
Hey, Mace, what are you doing, buddy? What day do you want to come in? It's yours. All right, well, call me back when you know the details. Bye-bye. It's Richard.
As soon as Tim and Tom took over the Golden Nugget, I knew they were going to come out and try to find certain people that they knew could help them. And I know that's me.
All right, bye-bye. You get my email?
Look who's here. It's the most conservative I've seen you look in a long time. I met Rich Wilks as a player. He was my host at the Hard Rock Hotel years ago. So I had firsthand experience with how he treated customers, namely me.
Richie, you know what we're trying to do down here with all the players getting the premium play. We've raised the limits, we changed the odds. So what we want to talk to you about is how you think you can enhance that for us.
I want to get out of the corporate world. I want to get behind somebody that knows what customer service is again.
A guy like Richie Wilks helps us bring in first-class clientele, which is exactly what we want.
Exactly. You guys are starting off on the ground level, getting this business going your way. I want to be part of that.
I'm going to bring you to Vegas players.
That's great to hear. You're hired.
Okay. So,
Richie, thanks a lot, buddy. I really enjoyed seeing you.
I think it should stop. It should stop. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess my question, a couple questions about that. Do you really have two phones, or is that for television? Look, you have to look busy. Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Good to know.
So I'll tell you this. One's a work phone that work gets me, and this is what we do a lot of our stuff on in the way of the social media. Also falls under me now under Derek Stevens. You know, in our properties, I took that over 7.5 years ago. They didn't have a social media department. I say, here, give me this. Let me have this as well. You know, so I oversee that as well. My phone and my phone number that I have, one of the best phone numbers in Vegas, has never left me. And that phone, nobody gets. That's my personal phone. I mean, in a way of nobody gets. No company gets that phone.
Yeah.
When I go on, I say, I need the company email on this phone because that's where I do all my business. It doesn't help. It doesn't help a company to give me another phone and another phone number when all my guests for 25 years have that other number. So they understand that. The right companies understand that when they hire me, they want my business. So they're going to do that. So yes, always two phones. The other one doesn't ring anymore. So before, two of them used to ring just in case one was busy or I couldn't get, it was a chore, but that's what's made me successful, is being at the convenience of my guests. You know, 24/7, I was on my phone. These days, I turn the ringer off at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't turn it back on until I get up. I see 5.5 hours, and I turn it back on when I get up. I don't have the credit players now at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning calling me. Very rarely now. You know, everybody gets it, and they know I have kids, so they know I get up for baseball 3 hours after I get back to sleep. So things like that. Yes, I had two phones, and I always will have two phones.
That's awesome. Someone wanted to know, which phone does Bridger call you on?
Beautiful. I'm going to tell you this. What's beautiful about that, and now other UK people too, the Las Vegas UK, Mike does it too. I mean, it's WhatsApp. They use WhatsApp.
Oh yeah.
But I'll tell you this. And I'll just tell you, for anybody that's out of the United States, there's a great app called Signal. I use Signal all the time. It's the safest app. It's exactly like WhatsApp. It has disappearing texts after you read them if you want. Doesn't matter. This app is incredible. So look at Signal. I use it all the time. And all my Canadian people, all my special forces friends, all my government people, celebrities, they all use Signal because it's safe. So it's something you and your viewers take a look at. I use it all the time. And listen, if I talk to my mother on there, you know it's good. So.
Awesome. So going back to the clip, so it was a job interview. Knowing that you already knew the owner of the Golden Nugget at the time, were you still nervous going into the interview, or you're pretty confident?
All right, so I'll give you a little backstory on this. I was working in Mandalay Bay at the time, and I had producers coming to me a couple times a week saying, we heard you might be coming down. We really want to do it, capture it on camera, and have you come down. I said, listen, I'm not even sure if I'm going to come down. I'm under contract still. There's things I have to go through. I was only through 1 year of my 3-year contract in Mandalay Bay Corporation. Mind you, I worked for the owners there, and they were very good friends of mine, the Richardson and Ensign family. They gave me my start in Vegas. So I decided, after talking with them and getting their blessing, and they were also good friends of Tim and Tom. They actually had dinner together a couple of weeks ago in my restaurant, which was pretty funny. But very powerful people in Las Vegas, and very good people. Let me just tell you that. So they gave me their blessing, and I went down to help Tim and Tom out. We caught it on tape, on film. What you saw there is Tom Breitling wasn't there. It was just Tim Poster, a guy named Johnny DiConstantino, who's a very good friend of mine, and Maurice Wooden. So Maurice, I never knew Maurice. Maurice was the president of Golden Nugget at the time. He came with the property because he's worked there a long time. Tim and Tom loved him. And I'll tell you what, this guy was an awesome individual. Being the president of a hotel, sometimes you got to be tough. And this guy was nice. You could talk to him about anything. He went on to run the Wynn.
Oh,
and just an amazing guy. And we stayed in touch maybe once a year. I might run into him or say hi, or one of the nicest guys. Johnny DiConstantino is kind of semi-retired. He goes around all the like Costa Rican and South America, helping consult for casinos. Great guy. And Tim and Tom, they've always got their hands into stuff. So to work for these guys was probably a year and a half that was just awesome. It was a lot of work. I worked 12, 15 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, because when you work directly for the owner, you got to be there. You got to be there for them. And I do that now with the owner that we have. So it's a lot of work, but it was interesting. It was doing it on camera. It was pretty funny because that was all natural. It was a real interview. They just had cameras going. It was not terrible.
So Hog and I were discussing this last night. We were talking about how I believe in the show you mentioned that they used to be, what do you refer to your high rollers, low rollers, mid rollers, the people that you host? What do you refer to them as? Clients?
They're my clients, because I don't say a high roller or a low roller. I don't
yeah, that's why we didn't. Yeah, we didn't want to keep saying high roller or anything.
No, high rollers. You can when you're talking about a high roller and you know they're a high roller, you can talk to them and refer to them that they become VIPs in the casino. But it's interesting because I always say once I get to know people, they become friends, and I said that in the documentary as well in the BBC. They do become friends. Look at you guys. I never knew you until Matt, and you filmed our interview. And now we're friends.
We were so excited that day.
You know,
we were so excited.
But now I'm hearing the real truth that I was too scary to come up to an approach.
No, well, we were discussing that with your client. You had mentioned in the show, I believe, that the owners of the Golden Nugget at the time, they were your clients at one point, and now they were technically, who you ended up working for, right? So does that happen often? Do you foresee that happening a lot?
When you're with a client, is that in the back of your mind? Like, this guy maybe.
No. Listen, I get job offers all the time. I get close with my customers. I've helped one of my billionaires get out of a jam in his company from one of his employees. Somebody that worked with him did something by mistake and didn't know, came to me, and I did some damage control for them just because I have the connections. So I love that stuff. I mean, I love when I can help one of my customers outside of this business with a connection. I love that. And that's something I'm going to probably do as a video one time, talking about some secrets in a way how to do better business, because I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot that way. And that's a big deal. But when it comes to high rollers, listen, Alan was the mattress king. Did I ever get a mattress from Alan? I think the only mattress I ever got was for his goddaughter, my daughter. He sent us a special custom for her crib, which was awesome. That's the only mattress I ever got from him, though. And he's the mattress king. So I don't take advantage. And that's one thing. I have a network that's very strong. I don't take advantage of it. I don't ask for anything. The only thing sometimes I've gotten are maybe tickets somewhere when I've gone out of town with my family, or baseball people now. Anybody that knows baseball, I always get my son involved because it could be his future one day. So that's how I deal with it. I never think, oh, there's a job opportunity. No, I love what I do. And when I work for somebody, I'm loyal to them. And they knew that. And Tim and Tom were customers of mine at the Hard Rock. They'd come in all the time, and they'd come into the high limit pit. Richie, I'm coming in. I need this at the restaurant. And that was it. And I gave them the same service as I would give anyone, you know. But if they're high rollers, or there's somebody big in the community or big businessmen, I might give them a little special attention because I know how they're treated all the time. So I like to treat them the same way.
And while you worked for them, you never heard that being kicked around? Maybe we should buy a place one day. Do you think? No,
that's very secretive. When they're doing stuff like that, they have to be quiet about it, because the price goes up or something happens.
Yeah, exactly.
When I come on a property, and this is not blowing smoke up my butt or anything, I'm not trying to be high on a hill or anything, but when I come to a property, I like to make a difference. That's why I like to be in a title that gives me a title that's high enough that I don't have that middleman between me and the owner trying to screw me around or get jealous of what I do, you know. And that's what happens in this town, unfortunately. People in between get jealous and think you want their job. I don't care. If I know the owner or the CEO, I'm there to do whatever I can in the best interest of the company to make him succeed. Because if he succeeds, it's a great reflection on me. So I'm going to brand that place. You're going to hear about it everywhere in a good light. And I'm going to bring in everybody I can to affect the bottom line in a good way. So that's the way I work. But I'll tell you this. Yes, there are a lot of people in this town that work for friends. There are friends that get jobs as a vice president or even a president, and they hire their friends. And I'll tell you what, I'm not afraid to say it. Some of the friends don't know what the hell they're talking about. So then you get a guy like me that comes in and has the experience, and I'll have to report to that friend. And if I don't know that owner or CEO, I could be in trouble. And I look at that when I go somewhere. If I don't have a direct line to the CEO or the owner, I'm not going to work for them, because then I can't.
It kind of reminds me of the whole glass floor theory, where, you know, it's all about who you know or who you're connected to, you know, family wise or friend wise. But and it says a lot about someone who is not connected in that way, and how their work ethic really got them there. And I agree. Really believe your work ethic is.
I agree totally with you, because of the fact. But here's what I don't get: when you're a CEO, you may not know everything about the business, so you go hire people in those certain spots to make you look good, and you learn from them. That's a great CEO, right?
Right.
Why would you hire a friend that doesn't know it?
No clue.
Give him a job somewhere. Absolutely. Give him a nice title. Give him somewhere. But have that person in that spot that knows what the hell they're talking about and can expand your business more, and not lose out on people like myself that I might have to report to that friend of yours that doesn't know anything about it, but that's threatened and scared of me because I might want their job. I don't care. You bring me in, I'm loyal. That's all you need to know. And I'm the nicest guy you can talk to, and I will help you. I would help employees. I'll do anything to make you succeed, because then you're going to come back and say thank you, and that's the biggest compliment I can get.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Next clip.
Next clip. Let's roll it. Okay, so this is getting a high roller to your property, which in this case was Alan, and then $4 million on the first day. So here we go.
No, don't worry about it.
I can't read minds. I don't know. Richie spent the better part of his first day just banging out the phones, trying to get customers to come in.
No, I want you here. Forget anybody else. I want you here. You need me watching your back anyways.
He was able to confirm a multi-millionaire coming in to the hotel to give the Golden Nugget a shot based on Richie's reputation and that this is a good place to come.
I'll get a car rented for you. We'll get a Mercedes or something. Whatever you need, I got it. I will take care of it. You know that's my specialty. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye. Holy.
Who was that?
You know, I called Alan and he was already coming to Vegas, but I made him change his reservations.
He wants to put like $4 million in a cage. Yeah.
$4 million?
$4 million in your cage.
He brought in a staggering amount of business.
We got to talk about this.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. It immediately occurred to me what a great idea it was to hire Richie. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Rich.
Okay, so this is one of the things I want to bring up because people always ask us, why do you guys love downtown Fremont area? And I think that shows like one of the biggest reasons is it's not necessarily always the building per se or the size of it or the opulence. It's the treatment that you get when you go to these places like the Plaza, like the D. Because they actually, a face. Like people know who Derek is. He's there.
He makes his presence known too.
And there's so many people that know the guy. Jonathan Jostle's another one. That's the difference between being on the Strip and being in Fremont. It's that old school Vegas connection where, it makes, they want your money, but we know that. But we like the interaction and we like the fact that, it feels like home,
Yeah, I feel more welcomed. I feel more welcomed in downtown than I do on the Strip. And I like the Strip. I enjoy being on the Strip. I don't mind staying on the Strip. I don't mind, playing slots on the Strip or whatever. But downtown just feels like home. It just feels like my neighborhood bar that I would always go to all the time, no matter what. I could go solo and I'll run into a familiar face, or I just feel like I just feel like I can be myself. And that's why we love downtown a lot.
What's really cool about that scene is that look where we were doing business at the bar. Look at where Eric Stevens does business at the bar.
Yeah.
What's the coolest part about downtown is that you can run into Derek Stevens sitting at his own bar. Now he sits up at Bar Canada, which is pretty cool. Where can you run into a casino owner in Las Vegas in his own joint? Nowhere. Jonathan Jostle does the same. He's a great guy. He's a good businessman. But he's out there in front of people. You have a direct line to him. When Tim and Tom were there, you could walk around the casino floor and see them. If I had a big player, they were in the pit watching them. It was that cool and it's comfortable. Now look at Tillman Fertitta. He's got his own reality show. This is the kind of guy I never thought would ever be on a reality show. Now he's famous and he's taking pictures with people everywhere. He's a hard-nosed businessman, great guy, but never did I think he'd be taking pictures with his fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come downtown, and I think Derek Stevens really started it all in a way of being accessible to people coming up and just shaking hands or elbowing now. And then Tim and Tom back in the day, them running around the place. And then after the show came out, everybody came down there just to see everybody. And the people they could see all the time were me, Tommy, Johnny D, Tim and Tom. We were the ones that were the most exposed because we were there all the time. So you could be standing there taking pictures of everybody. So it was interesting, but that's what downtown gives you. It gives you a comfortable feeling when you come down. Like at our place with our dancing dealers, you hit a blackjack, you're high-fiving the dealers, and they're high-fiving you back. They're happy instead of being on a strip and somebody's just dealing the whole time.
Richard giving me permission to high five.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. We encourage it.
Any male dancers in the future for the D? Just asking for the ladies.
No comment.
Well, maybe Kevin Alderton.
Oh, right.
The Heidi guy.
The Heidi guy.
You got your dancer right there.
I also wanted to make a comment about the dealers at both the D and the Golden Gate. I've never ran into a depressed dealer. We ran into one, in New York. Everybody has their day, and I get it. Not every day is a good day for most of us at work. But at least we wouldn't know it at the D or the Golden Gate, at least thus far. We wouldn't have known, they were having a bad day, because I guess they were separating that from the job they have to do and try to make the game as interesting and as fun as possible as well, So I just want to say that the D and the Golden Gate have been really good.
And we
that.
spend a lot of time there.
We do. We do.
I think half the battle in any job is loving what you do. If you love what you do, you look forward to going to work. At least you aren't depressed getting up, oh, I got to go to work again. Those girls take a lot. I mean, they've got to deal with, even on their bad days, they got to deal with all of us, like all of the employees. They got to deal with customers, people from all walks of life. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to get smoke blown in your face. Listen, that's part of what you get. They get paid good money to do it. 21, I'm going to tell you this. If you're 21 years old and you want to come and learn a deal.
21.
Oh, okay.
21. You put a limit.
21, I hire. So what a great job. What a great job for somebody that wants to come to Vegas and wants to start off doing so. We'll teach you how to deal. We'll teach you how to deal. And even on the D Las Vegas's YouTube page, you can see the ad we have for Dancing Dealers. It got over 500,000 views. People are interested in stuff like that. So it's a great first job in Vegas for some of these young girls that are coming out to Vegas. And it's just great because of that comfort level. You come down. I always say this. You gamble with what you can afford to gamble with. If you sit down at a table and if you lose during that time, you still have a good time with the dealer, or you had a good time playing. It helps when you lose. It takes the sting out of it a little bit more. And that's what I think downtown does. And that's definitely what happens with the D and the Golden Gate. We take the sting out of when you do lose every once in a while. You're not going to win all the time. We're a casino. We have to turn the lights on, so you're not going to win all the time. But when you lose, I had two brothers that owned a trucking company in Atlantic City when I worked there. They came in and lost a lot of money. But you know what? As we were walking out to leave, to go to the limo, they said, Rich, we may have lost a lot of money, but we had the best time. That's a hell of a compliment.
I think that's what it's all about, too.
That's what it's all about. And downtown, you come down, look at Fremont Street. You can't go anywhere in Vegas like that and have a great time like that, where it's just a normal place, So you walk around like you're just walking in a mall by your place that you're comfortable with. And you're meeting people and you're high-fiving people, you're listening to a band. It's awesome. That's what people don't understand until you experience it. And like you guys, you said, you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, and I believe it was Bridger that had mentioned, it's better in the sense that you can just go in and out of a casino instead of walking for miles to get into just one casino. So, your time is definitely not wasted there. And speaking about I'm sure probably might be a question that comes up, but you had mentioned the shows in Fremont. Just heard that's been pushed back as well.
So we just had the governor get mad because he saw some advertisement from Fremont Street saying we had the bands coming back, or even DJs. So it's a very sore subject, because now, as you see people traveling here, did cases go up? I don't know. I don't trust the media and what I see in the media, cases going up and all this. I don't know. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is that, on a personal opinion, we had thousands of people protesting out there. You have people rioting. You have all that. There was no social distancing. When people want to come down to Fremont Street and they want to watch a band, they're going to social distance on their own, or they're not. It's really, you can't tell people what to do. If you allow people to protest and do that, which is totally fine. If it's peaceful, it's totally fine. You should be able to speak your mind. But then I should be able to make my own decision if I want to watch a band on Fremont Street. And if I don't want to stand 6 feet, if I want to stand 6 feet from you, I will make sure I stand 6 feet from you. It's not fair. There's business. People are trying to work, support their families. Let them do it, and they'll do it safely on their own. And if they're not, listen, go take a look at Fremont this last weekend. People are happy to be back. And if they want to wear a mask, they wear a mask. If you want social distance, say social distance. But don't forget, when you look at this social, I got to put this out there. The media will come in and show you, oh, they're not social distancing anywhere in Vegas. Well, what happens if you guys come with 4 other vloggers that you know that you're friends with, and you're standing at the bar? All of a sudden, the media comes and says they're not social distancing. You guys are friends. You're family. You might have come with your brother and sister. How do you know? They don't have to social distance. They're family and friends. Somebody said, why were you taking your mask off in a video? Because I was talking and I was surrounded by friends, you know? And as soon as I wasn't, I put it on and walked through the casino or did whatever I had to do. But if I'm surrounded by friends, listen, I don't want to get sick just from breathing in my own air that's exhaling, you know? It's crazy. It's hard over there. But at the same time, give the people their right to decide for themselves. And that's all. In Vegas, if you're going to spend a lot of money to come here, we have to give you what you're coming here for. And that's entertainment. We are the entertainment capital of the world that way. You know, so it's a lot of politics. I don't get involved in politics. I don't want to talk about politics. But that's what's happening. And unfortunately, that just came down the other day while we were sitting in a meeting. And of course, my owner had to respond and make sure he was on board with Fremont. And it was a Fremont Street decision. But we all want it because it brings more people downtown to have a good time. And then let's go back to that clip, because I want to tell you something. I'm going to give you a secret here on Hagen 2 Cent right now. Here's a secret. In that was kind of manipulated, because I was talking to a customer. It wasn't Alan. It just looked like it was Alan because Alan was the next frame to come in. Alan coming into the frame, you assume he's the $4 million guy. But Alan was never a $4 million guy. It was actually a real $4 million guy. I don't get Alan's Mercedes and all that. I was trying to convince a guy that stayed at a high-level villa to come down.
Right.
I didn't care if he stayed with me or not. I just wanted to put money in the cage or get credit line and come and gamble. Yeah. And it was a true $4 million guy.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to ask. So when you get a job like that, I'm assuming you do all the research on what possibly can I offer my clients before you contact them. So I'm sure you get with the owners and just learn everything about that place before you pitch whatever you have to pitch to them to get them there. You know, I guess you would have to know your limits, right?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question, because you have to look at that. But, you know, I don't concern myself too much about the room product that way in the way of high rollers. They're going to stay wherever they want. You can't compete with the mansions. You can't compete with the villas at certain places, you know. Right. But I've got a beautiful limo that my owner has that I can send you. You guys know, you know, I can send you that limo, get you down to our place. I've got a 5-star restaurant with Andiamo, the best Italian steakhouse in town, bar none. You guys will know that pretty soon. And I have a 5-star atmosphere. That nobody can say that. We have a 5-star atmosphere at the D and the Golden Gate that when you come down and you guys experienced it, it's fun to gamble in. So a high roller that wants to come down, that's not all serious when he gambles and just wants to have fun and people watch while he gambles, we're perfect. And then he gets in a limo, he may be $1 million somewhere else, but he comes down to me and sees me, brings 50,000 with him or puts 50,000 up in the cage, his front money, or 100,000. That happens all day long. So I call that drop-in play. So I get a lot of drop-in play downtown because I don't have a room product. Damn, I got some pretty nice suites and I have a nice 2-bedroom, but does that match up to what they're used to? Yeah. $1 million guy, a couple $100,000? No. And I say, when you want to bring your wife in or your girlfriend, you might want to stay at those luxurious places, but you want to come and see me for the fun. You know,
that makes perfect sense.
Circa Resort and Casino, on the other hand, will have all the amenities.
Oh my God!
I can get everybody there that I want. So
that's awesome. Nice. Awesome. Love it. Okay, let's quickly go back to the clip.
How many more clips do you have?
Oh, just a few.
Okay, that way we
don't
can
worry. We got time. Yep.
The chat has questions.
We got time.
Hi, everybody.
My first day, what a whirlwind. I had a big player of mine come in.
This is him coming in the black. The mattress king of Canada.
Alan is great. Alan's a good friend of mine. He's not just a guest. He's like family to me.
To find that, you go up the steps and make a right. You see the elevator on the right-hand side. Just take up to the 5th floor.
See that? Thank you. See that? That's pretty quick, eh? No credit card?
No, I trust you. You got that wine for me? You know that? Yeah, I got the bottle of Opus.
Richard's a good friend. He's a great host. He knows how to take care of his customers.
I never forget.
Okay, so I'll stop it there because we're getting close to time. So again, that just shows the service, you know, the level of service. And we've seen Richard deliver drinks several times now to people that walk in. So I think that's that's a new feature. No, but again, it just shows, we just wanted to reiterate that it's like you just said, it doesn't necessarily mean the amenities of the actual building. It's coming in to meet you and what you can provide for the guests that you bring in there, which is awesome. I think it's really cool.
That's the difference. It's the level of service that I give has always made me stand out from the rest. You know, being available on my phone whenever a text or call comes through. You know, when you're under my care, I watch your back. I make sure every base is covered. You know, I make sure it's a comfortable trip. Listen, you spend so much money, you should demand that, you know. There are a lot of great hosts in the city, and there's a lot of old school hosts in a way of believing in that customer service. And then there's some hosts that they worry about the numbers. Listen, I don't get paid, and this is here's the difference. An independent casino host like a Steve Sear, who's one of the top hosts in the city and one of my best friend and mentor, I'll tell you, he gets paid by the people he brings in. So certain casinos around the world that he brings them to might pay him on loss and might pay him on theoretical, okay? In Las Vegas, as a casino host, we do not get paid according to your gambling. Now, is our value judged on how many gamblers we can bring that casino? Yes. Do our salaries or bonuses or things like that rely on how many people? Yes. But that's not necessarily on a loss. I tell you all the time, you can come in and gamble and win and still get comped. That's the difference. At the end of the year, whether my loss is huge on all my players or whether my theoretical is high and maybe my players won, it doesn't matter. I'm judged all as a whole. And that's the difference. My famous saying is, it's not my money. I want to see you win because then I see you win. And listen, no owner should be mad at that because that's a great marketing line. I'm a marketing guy. My deal is to get you in, keep you at the tables, and keep you happy. That's it. It's not up to me to whether you win or lose. That's operations. That's another department. Right. If I keep you happy, you're going to stay there at the table longer, and you're going to come back and see me more often. That's it. And look, that's the comfort. That's the comfort level of a player coming in and having a relationship with a host. It's the comfort level of where you want to stay and enjoy your trip.
Awesome. Exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna do one more clip,
and then we'll open up questions to the chat.
I want to go to this one. Yeah.
Tommy boy.
Yeah.
Tommy boy.
Tommy, let's go. Come here.
This brings me to
come here.
Book.
Such a cool kid.
Okay, let me tell you something, all right? You missed the meeting with Brian Mills? How can you miss the meeting with a big player?
Tommy's got all this little smirk on his face all the time. He doesn't take anything seriously. So I thought I'd scare him. I thought I'd put the fear of God in him.
You could be fired over this. All I have to do is go back to Timmy and say he's not worth the job as being a host. You want to be a host? Start acting like a host. I'm not going to.
I've never seen Richard that mad. I mean, he lost it.
For the next couple of days, you're going to take care of this bachelor party.
You're going to apologize to Brian Mills for missing that meeting, and you're going to follow me around, and you're going to learn from me.
I'm here to evaluate you now. Do you understand me?
Yeah. Yes. I knew I had to turn it around, or I was gone.
Okay.
There were so many moments I just wanted to yell at him.
Understand. Okay, so let's get something straight here. First of all, Tommy was put in that role because they knew he'd be good TV. You know, you're bringing a kid from a dealer, making him a host, you're throwing him into the fire with big players. It's going to make for good TV no matter what you do. He goes out and drinks with all the girls and a player and gets drunk and pukes before he gets to the middle.
That's hilarious.
Listen, reality TV doesn't work without drama, right? Boring show then without drama. Tommy was our drama, and Tommy was so cool. He respected me. He looked up to me. I was very, I was just humbled by it because I was actually teaching somebody. His dad is a great host, and he's still at the Golden Nugget. You know, John Sundstrom was a host there. So he got it from his dad, but you know how sometimes you don't listen to your father.
Yeah.
That's why they got to put him under me to listen to other things. But that was a legit conversation I had to have with them because Tim and Tom were actually, you saw in the meeting earlier in the show that they wanted me to talk to him because they weren't happy with him. But I saw a lot of potential in this kid. And listen, that potential I saw paid off because he went on to open up, got out of the business, opened up with a partner, 2 salons, hair salons that were very successful, had a beautiful family with kids. So, you know, I'm not going to say I had a part to do with that, but I think people that were positive in his life had a lot to do with that. And unfortunately, it's sad that there was a tragedy and he passed away. He died too young. People that young should never die, and especially when they have a family and kids. And it was unfortunate, and it saddens me to think about because he was such a good kid that came from a great family. And he's missed, and Vegas is a little less because of it. You know, he added to this town, and he was such a young character. So a lot of great times in the show with him, and I'll never forget him. And the memories are awesome of him. So rest in peace, Tommy.
And the title, I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to go to the book real quick. I'm not going to give away secrets of the book, but Rules to Being a Casino Host. So if you do have this book, you'll kind of know where I'm going with this, but reading the book, you do see that there is a line that you don't want to cross when you're a host. And without giving anything away from the book, so get the book if you haven't got it yet.
Turn it over. Turn it on the other side. So what's great about this is this was endorsed by a lot of different celebrities that I took care of, and everybody brought up that Las Vegas show I see in tweets out there. Well, you see, Richie's my host in Vegas with James Caan. That's awesome because I took care of James Caan during the show of Las Vegas, you know? So a lot of those things are great in the way of seeing that. And that just gives you shows you that I was very positive in this book. I did not show drama to sell a book. I didn't give away secrets to sell a book. That's why celebrities endorsed it. I was never hungry to sell a secret. It's what I don't do. Confidentiality is everything between me and my guest, whether it's a celebrity, politician, or high roller, or even just friends. Confidentiality is everything. Okay, so they knew that, and that's why they allowed me to use their name and their quote from my book, and that's a big deal because who's going to tell you that in a way of a book? Nobody. They want you to create drama so it sells more.
Right. So getting to my question.
Hey, look at Gregory. Holy jeez.
Gregory. Thank you, Gregory. Totally.
Gregory is amazing. Right now. Thank you so much, Gregory.
So my question was, yes, there is a line that you don't want to cross when working with your clients. And so I wanted to know, as far as family life goes, is there stress on the family when being a host? Because you have to devote a lot of time, especially not everyone, but a lot of the clients that you do have different lifestyles. And without giving anything away from the book, sometimes they want to cross lines because they're used to getting their way in life. You know, money, pays for everything. Money goes sometimes. A long way, I guess. So does it make it hard on your life, on your family life with your wife and things like that?
Negatively, I guess.
So I would say normally, a lot of relationships have problems with finances, and that's what they argue about, and that's a big deal. So what I do, I just work hard to provide for my family. You know, my family's everything. My kids are everything. You know, my wife's very easygoing. You know, she was a cocktail waitress in the casino business when I met her. You know, at MGM in New York, she worked on the floor in the casino, so she knows exactly what my job was, and she was very accepting. And you know, we were best friends before any of this, so we knew each other, and that's what made it very easy, and that's what makes it very easy. I don't have drama, I don't have arguments. You know, I think that makes a big deal. You guys know, if you're fighting all the time, it makes them miserable, and then I go to work miserable. You know, I don't have that problem, and I'm knock on wood, I'm very lucky that way. I can't say that that's the same for everybody. You know, there's a lot of trust in this business. This business is tough. You know, you're dealing with a lot of different things. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you have an understanding person that is there to support you, it makes it that much easier. My kids, listen, the good thing that came out of the pandemic, and I'm only saying this in a positive way that came out of me, is that my kids got to see their dad and enjoy them more. Now I have my daughter every day. You're going to work, Dad? What time are you going to be home? I get FaceTime 3 times while I'm at work. Are you coming home? Can I stay up until you get home? My son he wanted to stay up every night and watch movies, and we did. And we passed out in the chair and in the bed watching movies for 2 months. You know, I still went into work 3 times a week, you know, for meetings that were Zoom. I hated being on Zoom, so I just went in and had meetings and was able to get work done. But, you know, yes, it's very stressful on a family. I tend to manage it. It's tiring. Listen, I come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, like I did this weekend from work. And if I had my son at baseball on the field by 7 a.m., I have to get up at 6 a.m. because it takes 25 minutes to get there. So I just got 3 hours of sleep. And then I'm watching 2 games back to back, running home, showering, and then getting into work for another full night. And then might have to get up the same way the next day. So yes, it's tough. Do I love it? Absolutely. And now it gives me my joy to do. So enjoying my kids is my escape from the craziness.
Yeah.
And my family does that for me. So that's my release. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Never have, never will. But my high is my family. My family creates that sense of escape from what I do.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
We'll open up the questions.
Paul spent most of the time with his clips. So how much more time do you have, Richard?
1:15.
We can go to like 12:20.
Okay, perfect.
I gotta take my son to baseball at 12:30, so we're good.
Okay, so we'll open it up to the chat for questions. I do have one already from someone that can't be here.
Oh, right.
It was from Anastas 617.
Love you.
And and he wants to know, when you have a client or a high roller that is very rude or just goes off the deep end, are you the one that gets the flack for that person? Do you have to directly deal with them, or do you have to answer to anybody for their attitude towards the staff?
Sure. I mean, you're seen as an extension of that guest when they come in. So, yeah, but see, a good host is not going to let it get to that level. And if it does get to that level, that host is going to deal with it. The reason why clients get to that level is because they can't get a hold of their damn host. You know, the host won't answer their phone or something, and that host won't deal with the problem. They'll leave it to VIP to deal with a guest. No, if my guest comes in and he's pissy to the VIP girl, give me the phone. And then I get on there. I said, hey, stop treating them like that, you know? But I'll tell you what, and some hosts might not like me saying this, okay? But I'm going to tell you this. The clients are usually a reflection of their host. I got great clients. I have fun clients. I have cool clients. If they lose a lot of money, they're gonna change their attitude a little bit, but they know how to balance it. And I know how to balance them. If a person comes in and they're a prick to everybody, then usually the host is pretty much the same way, or the host isn't doing their job and doesn't help be in between both of the employee and them. Our job is to make that person comfortable, but also other employees shouldn't have to pick up the slack. They pay a lot of hosts very well to take care of people. right? We rely on all our people, whether it's the dealer, the VIP staff, the people checking in people, the valet. You rely on all those people to help you do your job. When somebody parks a valet, they want to be left up front, not just because they know me. Hey, take care of them. Tip the valet, tip the VIP girl, tip the dealers, because that's a reflection on me. You know, go in and have a comp meal. Tip 25 to 30% because you got it for free. And those guys are going to remember you next time. But that's a reflection on me. So if I'm going to bring in somebody, that's my responsibility so they don't get to that point.
Awesome. All right. We've got another question from Harvey Knott. It says, okay, Richard Wilk, if you own the D, what would you change or improve to put your own spin on it? Good question.
That's a good question.
That's a tough one.
No, Harvey, that's a great question, and out of respect, I can't answer that because, you know, Derek Stevens does a lot of great things, and he's got surrounded by a lot of great people. One thing I would change, I'd make my, I came there as this is a pet peeve of mine. Okay, I will tell you this. I worked my way up to a vice president position in this town. When I came there, Derek has different ways of thinking, so that's okay. He runs it as a business, and directors and usually a business are very high up. So he considers a director at the same level as a vice president in other companies. I get that, okay? But if I was to change anything, would be my title to give me back that vice president title that I so rightly deserve and have worked for all these years. Why I say that and why people don't understand about titles. If I'm a director going into a multi-million-dollar company to see a potential client, and I'm a director, I may not get through that door because they think there's a guy above me that they can talk to. They don't need me. That's the difference. If I walk through that door as a vice president, they know they're dealing with the highest level they can get. That's the difference. It helps me do my job better. Listen, my name has a lot of weight to it now, thank God, and I built it to that. But at the same time, for anybody coming up that has a good client base and wants to build that client base, a title is everything. Some people that are higher up that have the title will say, titles mean nothing. That's not true because you're sitting with the highest title. You see what I mean? So those things people don't get. Now, do certain companies have way too many vice presidents? Absolutely. You don't need all those vice presidents. But when somebody does the job and can back up why they need that title, then that's something to be considered and talked about because of that. Thank God I can do it without that title. Exactly. But you know what I mean? That's the only thing I would change because everything at the D works. It's fun. And all of you that have been there can see it. And that's our owner. Just like those flights were his idea. We just helped him in the process. But that was his idea. He's a genius. Derek Stevens is a genius when it comes to those kind of things. And he comes out with 2-3 a year that gets hundreds of millions of people watching all around the world. So awesome. I love it. So he's doing something right and he's doing it well. Definitely. So
before we get to Edgar England's question, people wanted to know where they can pick up the book. I know you had some in your office.
Okay, so here's the deal. I had it on Amazon for the longest time. Amazon didn't do me very well at all. I had taken it off. I have, I think, a few hundred books left. I'm trying to work on doing an ebook. I just got to get it done. It's a lot of work. I don't have the printing company anymore that did my book. I self-published it myself. So it was just something I wanted to do and call myself an author, which it was a to-do list for me, you know? So I will bring a bunch and keep them in my office. If you come in and you want a book and I have supplies, I'll give you a book. I'll give you one of my books. But it's only while I have so many. I don't have that many left. I have to keep so many for myself, just in case. But if I have a book, I'll try to get you one. I don't buy that $800 book online on Amazon. Don't buy that, okay? Come to Vegas. I'll give you that. So.
Yeah.
All right. So question from Edgar England. Hi, Richard. May have been asked before, but what are your thoughts on smoking restriction or ban? Would it be a good or a bad thing?
Okay. So I don't know what side of the political aisle I'm going to be on here, but I'm going to tell you this. Okay. I'm a non-smoker. I don't like smoke no matter what. But if I owned a business, I would not restrict smoking. I'm sorry, but you come to Vegas and you spend a lot of damn money when you come here. You can't smoke in your state, maybe, right? Should you smoke in restaurants? Not a chance. You shouldn't even smoke near restaurants, okay? But when you come into the casino, a lot of people that smoke want to have a smoke, a drink, and gamble. What are we known for in Las Vegas? Those exact things. So when you escape to Las Vegas, it is your escape, and you should be allowed to do the things that you escape for. Some people only come to Vegas, and some people only smoke when they come to Vegas. They don't smoke back home. So I've seen it, and I'm going to tell you this, and here's my prediction. Those places, those casinos that have non-smoking that think they're doing a service, they're going to start hurting in their bottom line, because you know why? They're all going to come see us at downtown at the D, the Golden Gate, and Circa, because you're going to be able to smoke, and you're going to lose. And when your bottom line and your revenue starts going down because somebody made that decision, guess what? They're going to come back to smoking. And by then, you might be too late, because they might have gotten too comfortable with me or the D, and you might not be going back.
Awesome.
But listen, do I hate it? Yeah, I hate standing beside somebody that's smoking and blowing it, and so do dealers. But it's part of the job. It's part of Las Vegas. Sorry, non-smokers. I'm a non-smoker, but it's business.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Next question from JC. Will the Circa have any balcony rooms? I know a lot of people love the Cosmo. They love that wraparound and kind of stuff like that. So that kind of goes with this.
So no, unfortunately not. But I'm going to tell you this. Listen, the Cosmo, those wraparound rooms and those balconies are awesome. If you get one looking over the fountains, beautiful. One of the best views in Vegas. But I'm going to tell you this. We won't have balcony rooms, but we will have floor-to-ceiling windows, which I love.
That's cool.
And you're going to overlook either the valley or you're going to overlook our pool in the city. And the coolest thing about Circa, one of the coolest things, is we will have the best view in Las Vegas. When you go up to our lounge on the top of the building, you're going to get almost 180 degrees of views of Las Vegas. This place will see everything in Las Vegas, and you'll be outside seeing it. So in that case, we'll make up for balcony rooms, because you'll have the best sunset views. You'll be able to go up there with a significant other or with your friends and sit down outside overlooking Las Vegas. Ghost Bar and Voodoo Bar, or whatever the Rio, doesn't have anything on this place. They had one view straight, right? We have all of Las Vegas view, and that will be a killer view. So instead of having balcony rooms, you'll have that, and that's where we'll make up for it.
The same question with the Circa. Is there going to be a hint to the past in there, like the Las Vegas Club? Are they going to have any kind of art, kind of giving homage to what used to be there? Any kind of
sorry, I lost you there. You just cut out for a minute. Sorry.
All right. So as far as the Circa's art or decor inside, do you think there'll be any hint to the past in there as far as the Las Vegas Club? Will they have anything, old pictures?
I'll tell you this much. This is all I'm going to tell you, because I want you to come check it out. I don't think there'll be anything that does anything about Vegas Club. Vegas Club was closed. There's a reason why Vegas Club closed. This is Circa. Circa is going to have its own brand. This is the most anticipated opening of a casino that I've seen in a long time in Las Vegas. And everybody's looking forward to it. Will there be homage to old Vegas? Now you have to come and check it out. I ain't giving away no secrets, but I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love it. This place is going to be killer. And I was just talking to the guys that own the restaurant downstairs. That's going to be downstairs, Barry's Downtown Prime. And let me tell you something. This guy, this chef, is going to be talked about like you've never heard a chef before.
Nice.
And 9 at Palms, Scotch 80. Now we got him. This restaurant's going to be killer, and it'll be a celebrity hotspot in no time, because the people he knows and I know combined, this is going to be something. And then Circa, there's just so much I could talk about Circa. Because once our owner announces when we can open or when it's going to open, it'll be big news, just like those flights, because everybody's anticipating it.
Perfect. I have a question. We won't show it on because it was way back, but I really thought it was a good question. It was from Neon Vacation. How will the casinos deal with fireworks this year? It's such, I just lost her. Yeah, it's basically how will the casinos deal because of the crowds that usually gather during 4th of July. Have you heard anything about that?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do if they're not going to have fireworks displays. I don't know, because look at it. You have firework displays that go off at the top of the buildings. You know, it's hard. It's hard to even get me started on crowds and what they're going to allow and what they're not, because we never know. It changes day by day, and it's just, we don't know. The Plaza usually has a great firework display. You know, are they going to have it this year? I don't know. I don't know what Jonathan's thinking over there. I don't know if he can. It's going to be tough, because July 4th weekend here is awesome, and seeing this city light up with fireworks is very cool. My kids stay on my balcony and overlook the city and watch all the fireworks all night. It's a cool spectacle. So I don't know.
We have yet to do 4th of July in Vegas. So
hey, listen, if you're going to do anything, Halloween on Fremont Street.
Yeah, that we've heard a lot.
St. Patrick's Day on Fremont Street.
St. Patty's, yeah.
We love the patio furniture.
New Year's Eve, Fremont Street. I mean, it's just, those 3 times are huge. Halloween is the coolest. You get people from all walks of life, and they're dressed up. They're having a good time. I have never seen a place with so many people. Everybody enjoys everybody. It's incredible. Everybody gets along. The people you don't think would ever high five anybody, and you'd be scared to, are out there having a good time. Halloween is spectacular. And if the rest of the world can learn how we do Halloween and how people get along, there's a lot to be taught there.
The first time I saw any video clips during Halloween was we were watching our friend's channel, 2 Fab Dudes, and they were there in Halloween, and it looked amazing. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
Best time. You might guess on Halloween, and I guarantee you will have the best time of your life in Vegas.
Awesome.
We have a question from Claudia Z.
Oh, I know Claudia. I see her comments all the time. Thank you for the support, Claudia.
Are the prices for Circa, maybe like Circus Circus?
No,
or
Circa.
Like the D. Are they similar?
No, listen, you have to expect, it's going to be like a 5-star hotel and casino. I mean, you're going to have all the different amenities. It'll be similar to like the Golden Nugget, because the Golden Nugget is a nice place downtown as well. But the D caters to that all types, like people that can afford that can't afford the strip properties, they come to the D. I mean, but Circa will always be a little bit more expensive, because you always have a more expensive product in your what's the word, in your company that has multiple hotels. You're always going to have that upper level of hotel, right? It's not going to be crazy expensive, no. But here's the beautiful part about it. Our one card that you get at the Players Card, you sign up for that. It allows you comps at the D, the Golden Gate, and Circa. So whether you're playing at the D or Golden Gate, you can still use those comps at Circa. So why not use a comp at D, which is going to be a little less comp, and then come take advantage of all the amenities at Circa? So you have 3 casinos that you could stay in, and if it's a little bit more expensive at Circa for your taste and your level of play, then stay at the D or Golden Gate and come take advantage of us at Circa. And it's Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas. That's what it is. Not Circa. Let's not get it. It is not going to be any level like Circa. Circa is going to be Circa Resort is going to be beautiful. So you'll never confuse the two.
We can't wait.
So if I gamble enough at the D, can I get my picture in Circa that says I helped build Circa?
No. No.
No, but gambling probably did help Wilson.
I know mine did. A question from Scott Lungwitz. Will the Deer Circa have a poker room?
You know, Scott, the space is limited downtown. And it's kind of tough, and Golden Nugget seems to fill that void of a poker room. So poker for a casino, unless you're the Bellagio or Venetian, like a bigger poker house, you don't make a lot of money. You know, you make that rake and you got to pay, you got staff and labor. It doesn't make a lot of money for a casino. It takes up a lot of space in a casino. So when you have a new casino going up, the space is a commodity, a hot commodity to have. And you kind of want to make it revenue generating everywhere you can. So unfortunately, no poker room, but we do have video slots. So you still be able to play those and multiple bars to be able to play those on. So those bars will be very cool. And that's kind of more cooler than a poker room. In my opinion.
Awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Coco wants to know, can you ask him about filming? Do we need special permission to record our bonuses?
Yes, 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 and yes. Okay. The respect you give to a casino of asking permission before filming is everything. And it avoids you having any issues and being kicked out. So this is the email, and Hog, you can put this down. social@thed.com. That's social@thed.com. You send an email into the girls that's in the social media department. They will they will send you a form to fill out, and then we have to do our due diligence. We have to go out. You're going to send in your license, your player's card, and listen. If you like, go online to d.com and sign up for a player's card, because that's going to help you as well. Okay, so go on there. You can send player's card on that form as well. We have to do our due diligence because we do have a brand to protect, and we don't want just anybody coming into filming slots. And it's really only for slots. That's all we grant permission for when we do approve it. It's not to come in and videotape our whole casino, our tables without special permission there, and that's a big deal. So just so you know, you do have to get permission, and once you're granted that, then we have great communication. Because I saw Matt Bridger getting kicked out of where was it, New York by security, because he got okayed by one security, and then the other didn't know what the hell was going on.
That happened.
That's happened at the Cosmo.
That's happened.
Communication, and so this avoids that. Because once we give you permission, an email goes out to security and the staff knowing that you will be on property doing this. Okay, there are rules and there are policies. You just can't come in and film. So by all means, we're pretty easygoing because I'm in charge of it, kind of thing. But it's at all costs, I protect our brand all the time. So if you have a bad record or you have anything bad that's happened in a casino before, we're going to find out. And don't be upset that we deny your request because of something you did. So I will always be fair.
I have a question. It was way back in the chat from Don Redman. He says, okay, a fun one. Richard, you worked with Big Ed DeLine. How do you stack up against the super host, Sam Marcus?
She's a hell of a lot better looking than me.
So I'm assuming Sam is female.
I'm gonna have to Google this.
If I could have a host, I'd want Sam taking care of it.
Oh, you really have to Google this.
But you know what's funny is she portrayed that role perfectly. I mean, the things that she had to do was a lot of things that hosts do, and it was awesome to meet these guys on set because I had said it in the first few episodes. They filmed at Mandalay Bay, and they used that in the Monte Carlo. They used some of the spots in there because they built the Montecito according to that. It kind of looks similar to the Mandalay Bay. So costs were getting high, so they were waiting for the studio to build them a casino studio in California. But when they did have them there, Josh was awesome. Josh Jamal, he was great. They all knew I knew James Caan. James actually became sick during that time with a bad cold or flu. I called one of my doctors to come and pay a visit. I mean, and help him out. You know, things like that are cool. Yeah. And did things like that in the show. So she portrayed it great. You know, she was a beautiful woman too. So that gave her an advantage over somebody like me as well, because a lot of our table players, no offense, but are male. You know, it just seems that way. So will they gravitate towards if they see her and see me? Yeah, but she could just be just as good. But at the same time, hey, I want a pretty host too. Instead of me. So sorry.
This one would too.
I'm there to play.
Really? Oh, is that the case? Okay, I'm done hosting you.
Question from Valerie Roper. Okay, Richard, I am by no means a high roller, but I am a huge fan of Vegas. You and Derek from Hog and 2 Cent, Matt, I'm assuming Bridger, and 500 by Midnight. Do I have any right to ask to be your guest?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first time I've ever heard of 500 by Midnight on here. That's great because they have a whole separate community of vloggers and people, and they come in all the time and do their things down there. They're awesome as well. Listen, I will tell you this. You do not have to be a high roller to be my guest. Now, will you expect the same amenities and comps that a high roller gets? That I have to say, it's according to your play.
Right.
To come down, say hi, and meet me, yes, you're welcome to do that. And if you gamble, sure, absolutely, I'll take care of you. Listen, I want to make sure you have a comfortable stay. Just remember when I'm running around and I'm busy, it's a level of play that I have to cater to, unfortunately, that gets priority. That's all. But besides that, I want to meet everybody. I don't mind meeting everybody. I don't mind, pick up a house phone and get the operators to get me. Don't go to the One Club booth. Don't go anywhere to try to get me. Just pick up a house phone and get the operators to get me, and I'll come down and see you and get you that $25 match play that I always say that I'll give you guys. So, but pick up a house phone, ask the operator for Richard Wilk, and I'll come down and see you. Best times right here. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, anytime from 5 till midnight, I'm there. Come and see me. Tuesday, Wednesdays, I work daytime, so it's kind of odd. But you want to come down when it's really happening anyways. Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, come down, and we'll kick it, and we'll have some fun, and you'll love it down there. And Fremont will be happening, so keep that in mind, and I look forward to seeing everybody.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
If I was to walk into the D with my briefcase that has an antenna sticking out of it, how far would I get?
It's not going to get you anywhere. I'll probably tackle you.
Thank you.
It's coming to Vegas, by the way.
I will probably walk in way before he would with that thing, or way after.
You'll
I do
see
not
it.
know him at that point.
You'll see it in a vlog for sure.
There's a question by Lee, and this is a good question. It says, how do we sign up for a player's card from the UK on the website? It only has options for US and Canada. Lee, I'm going to get to the bottom and see if we can have that happen. Our only issue with that, being international besides Canada, is the IDs. That's the problem. When you're outside of North America, questionable IDs is a problem. Fake IDs are a problem. So signing up for a player's card outside of North America right now tends to be a challenge because of fake IDs. So that's why it's not set up that way. Maybe we can come down, find a solution for that. Right now, it's hard to, because it's hard to avoid fake IDs.
That reminds me of, as far as protocol, getting onto a table game. Now that we have masks, let's say we walk in with a mask. Do they have us take our mask off and then show them our ID?
Yes, when you come into our hotel and casino, they take your temperature and they ask to pull the mask down and look at the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we keep you safe in every way possible, and that's one of them.
Okay.
Linda, can you take a picture of a big win? If I'm around at the time. maybe we'll catch a big win with some of you vloggers coming in and showing off your slot wins. I know some of the guys get some wins on there, so maybe we'll do it when you guys come in, Hagen 2 Cent.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you guys did pretty well with Cinnamon. You guys did pretty well with Cinnamon in her live.
Yeah, Cinnamon.
Cool. Luck. He says I'm the goocher.
She's bad luck.
I think it was the drink I brought over. I think.
Yes, that's what it was.
Ideas, okay.
Okay. Anything else here we're missing?
I went way back just to see if I missed anything. If
we're good.
any
We
of
got
you
5
guys
minutes.
have any last
Last
minute
minute.
questions,
This
we've
is-
got 5 more minutes. Please type it out in the chat.
Jonathan X is awesome. He's putting all these links up. That's awesome.
Jonathan X is
You're
go-to.
comments. He's always a big supporter of my channel too. Jonathan X, you're awesome, buddy. Can't wait to meet you in Vegas.
I keep saying we need to put them on our payroll or
Yes.
something. Well,
There you go. 759 win. There you go. You got a little win there.
we'll pay you with popcorn, Jonathan. I don't know.
All right, Gaz Dunn has one. When will we know the exact date of the opening of Circa? Good question.
Gaz. I like that name, Gaz Dunn. That's a cool name. That's like a celebrity name. Hey, listen, all I can tell you is this. If you stay tuned, I would follow Derek Stevens. Go to Twitter and follow Derek Stevens, my owner, because any announcements we make, he makes first. And I'm going to tell you, he might be making an announcement very soon. So maybe Circa opens sooner than you think. So
nice.
Go to Derek Stevens' Twitter. If you can find it, put it up. I'm telling you, his Twitter's cool, and you never get an owner tweeting like him.
Awesome. Someone, Lad and Las Vegas.
Love Lad and Las Vegas. They comment all the time. Love them. I can't wait to meet them as well. They're big supporters as well. So
Nice.
there was only 500 made. This is number 120. And if you know anything about me, you know I've taken care of The Sopranos for 10 years. The whole time The Sopranos was on air, that 10 years, I took care of The Sopranos and all the main cast, mostly all the main cast. And they all became friends of mine. They all signed this, which was awesome. It's one of my most valued pieces, which is incredible. And then let me show you something.
That's really cool.
Let me show you something that real fast that is my pride and joy. Okay, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! If we make him late for his son's baseball game, I'm gonna
I'll feel
horrible.
terrible. I would feel terrible.
Look at this.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my gosh, what is that?
Okay, that is one of my pride and joys. It says, "Rock hard at the Hard Rock" to Richard Wilk from the Men of SEAL Team 10 in 2008. These guys. So I had some training back in the day in stuff like that, and a lot of my friends are team guys from the Navy and SEAL team guys, and I've taken care of a lot of them in Vegas, and even before they deployed to Afghanistan in the very beginning back in the 2000s. And these guys are all amazing, and a few of them passed away after I've taken care of them. And some of the things that they said were that on the way to their deployment, they said, if anything ever happened to us while we were out here, at least I know we had the best time of our lives with Richard in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So I received that, and you know, I follow the Navy SEAL Foundation, and when I saw some of the guys I took care of on there that passed away saving our country, I'll tell you what, it was something that was great. And when they sent me this, they sent me that, and they sent me a flag, and it meant everything to me. And that was the best compliment I could get. And when I got that thing's 50 pounds. Those are real bullets, you know? And they signed it on the back to me too. So it was, you know, and it's one of my prized possessions too. And I had to show that off because I don't really show that off. It's not something I do, but I wanted to show it on here because nobody thanks the men and women that's fights for our freedom. So I want to say, any soldiers out there and any soldiers in the chat, thank you. I thank you for everything. And thanks.
Yes, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much for.
I'm wearing a shirt.
Thank you so much for your time, Richard. And I know you have to go, but one last question from Nikki Firmish. If y'all don't know, check out his channel, please. At Richard Wilk. How much casino space will Circa have? Meet the Buffalo Fix.
Well, the beautiful thing about Circa, we're going to have 2 floors of casino space, which is going to be awesome.
Ooh, that's awesome.
You're going to have 2 floors. We're going to be able to cater to everything. You're going to have I don't even know how the number of slot machines. We have 1,000 in the D. So you can only imagine how much more slots we'll probably have there. So that's going to be incredible. The amenities you're going to have at Circa are going to be far more than anyone else. It's going to be awesome. Always treats our group really great. Malucci. So this is funny. Malucci used to work at the Paris, and I used to be vice president of the nightclub Chateau over there, and gallery at Planet Hollywood. So Malucci was a host, and he was a night host that brought everybody to the club. So I got to know Mike Malucci very well. Very good friend of mine. I referenced him down at the D. They hired him. He's one of our great hosts at the executive hosts at the D. So yeah, Mike Malucci, awesome guy. So great casino host.
All right. Well,
I gotta say this. You know, you're wearing Nikki's shirt, and I love it. Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt with that cool logo that I love of you guys? You better bring that to Vegas, because I could wear it right now on this, but I couldn't because I don't have it. And that is, let me tell you something. Everybody, if you don't follow Hog and 2 Cent, you're crazy, because they're the nicest people you're ever going to meet on the internet. Okay, they are the nicest. And now I got 2 Cent all to myself. I love it. So it's coming back. Okay, it's coming. That is the best branding for anybody. Okay, I love it. Okay, and I think that's awesome. So I want a shirt like that. I take an extra large. Okay, I take an extra large. I would like a shirt, so when I do these vlogs with you guys, I can wear it and promote it well, because I'm proud to know you guys.
Thank you so much, Richard.
I'm appreciative of all the stuff you helped me with on YouTube. You and Matt Bridger have gotten me onto YouTube. I don't know whether to thank you for all the extra work I'm doing. But I appreciate it. All the people that have taken to it has really been humbling. I mean, the people that are following my channel, that leave me comments, I try to get back to everybody, is really appreciated. The people that come down and make it a point to say hi, take a picture. I mean, that's crazy, taking a picture with me. I love it, though. I mean, I don't mind at all. But again, all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love this stuff. I don't care about the extra work. It's given me more exposure to be able to help more people from everywhere. And I mean anywhere. I don't care who you are. Any walk of life, you come and see me, I'll make sure you're going to have a good time, or at least get a pleasant smile from somebody in Las Vegas. You guys, I can't wait till you guys get your butts here.
Soon, next Sunday.
Awesome.
I just want to thank, Matt Bridger. If it wasn't for him, we would never have met you. And we want to thank you for being so welcoming to us, even though we were just sitting behind the phone.
All quiet.
Real quiet. Well, we didn't, we don't want to overstep our boundary or anything, because Matt was doing his thing, and so many people were very grateful for that interview, and he couldn't have done it without you being okay with it, and that's just awesome that you did that for us, for all of us.
I appreciate it, and listen, just the way you guys have been with me, and Hog, I know I text you every once in a while to get, what's this on YouTube? What's this? then I hear you send in the background go, he's got to do this. And I love it, because without you guys, I wouldn't understand half of the things I'm doing. And Matt works on different time schedule because of sleep. So I'm doing it with him as well. So we're going back and forth, and I appreciate it. And it's great. Hey, thank you, Seeking Vegas Sunrise. Awesome. That's awesome.
Totally. We've got stuff coming with this guy. Wait, this guy. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be fun.
Richard, you're in trouble because you are running late.
I'm sorry.
To that.
No, I'm okay. He hasn't come. We're going to go. We're not far to drive, so we're okay. It's at 1 o'clock, so I'll get him there on time. I left a little leeway. I knew what you guys were going to just talk. We just talk like we're friends, so it's easy to talk.
Well, we want to thank you for the Q&A. Thank you guys. You guys had some great questions. Hopefully we could do this again after our trip and see if anybody was curious as to how things went, at least for us. I mean, we'll have the vlogs, but...
Oh, no, we're doing a hell of a vlog when you guys come in. We're going to go live. We're going to do something unique, And you're going to have to wait to see on Hog and 2 Cents channel what we're going to do together. It's going to be good, and it's going to be tasty. If that could
and I just want to reiterate, the biggest reward from doing YouTube is meeting the people that subscribe to our channel and talk to us, because we have so much in common, and it's like we've known each other for years because we're all so very similar. And so that's why we want to get better at doing what we do, so that we can help people that can't get there right now just feel like they're there. So that's, and Richard's helping us do that, which is very appreciated.
Listen, anytime you can touch somebody's life in a positive way, do it, because it's so rewarding. And I happen to be in an opportunity, in a position that gives me the opportunity to do that. And now you guys are as well, because you're on YouTube and you have people that follow you. So anytime you can do that, that's my words of advice. Do it, you know, because it makes you feel so much better.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, it's all we do. We don't, that is our passion. I mean, we started off as a travel vlog, but we just can't keep ourselves from going back to Vegas. We just, it's our hobby. It's our passion. It's our home away from home, and meeting people like you, and just we have yet to run into a subscriber. We've hung out in Vegas with other YouTuber friends. There was one lady that works at the plaza that had seen our videos, but that's about it. But we have yet to kind of experience that. But we love meeting people, and even if we lose at the tables or at the slots, it's all about, for us, meeting people and having conversations with all of you. So I'm looking forward to running into some of the people that are going to be there when we're there next week. Next week.
Let's do this. Let's have some drinks at Bar Canada, our new bar up on the 2nd floor. Let's get it on video. Let's get everybody that comes out while you guys are there. Let's get it on video. Let's get it out there and show off some people that are in these chats. Let's go. Let's have some fun. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go to baseball.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I got the call now that I gotta go, but I can't wait to see you guys next week. We're gonna have a great Matt, you're finally here. Gotta love you.
He's been here.
He's been here. He's just been hiding. Listen, I'm not gonna say any good things about you. Matt, we love you, buddy. You're awesome. Get those damn borders in the UK open so we can see you all back here, and let's party at the D and soon to be Circa.
And you guys don't forget, subscribe to Richard Wilk's YouTube channel. Get connected, because he's going to be showing you stuff that we can't give you and nobody else can. Very unique angle.
I'm going to give you a little secret. I might be doing a live, my very first live on my own, that I'm allowed to do now, with a reality star on his birthday at the D. So if you love cars, here's the hint. If you love cars, I'm going to tell you this. He has something to do with horns.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
So, it'll be my first live with a big reality star. So
you're saying I'm going to get a lot of phone calls.
Maybe.
Hey, how do I do this? How do I? What just happened?
Probably.
Awesome.
All right, love you guys. Appreciate everything. Thank you to everybody who joined our chat. I'm going to see you in Las Vegas, and you guys, I'm going to see in Vegas real soon. So,
thank you so much. Appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.